get this thing started. Yeah, I was gonna make it be a hangout screen. Hopefully, I get build up the energy to do a hangout screen. So let's get this show started. Food stamp fraud is still going on. Got videos from 11, 10 days ago, a week, a month ago, and it's some clips. So uh, put on your seatbelt. Let's just get this thing revved up. Uh, Man, I'm trying to take care of one more technical issue. If I can get it. Dang, I can't get it. Well, let's put it this way. All right, I showed you my EBT's card. So let's get this first video straight up out the way. I know a commercial may pop up, so maybe should run it first before getting to it. All right. Yeah, let's look at the investigation that's going down. Oh, yeah, yeah. Now, fair use. Now, this is what we're going to look at is the $100,000 benefit fraud scheme that was busted. And let me see what state is this. What state is this? Cleveland. Here we go.
Supposed to be used to help feed some of the most vulnerable Americans. But police say that was not the case at a store on Lorraine Avenue in Cleveland. The Ohio Investigative Unit, the U.S. Secret Service Money Laundering Task Force, and the USDA's Food Nutrition Services
What?
joined forces for an 11-month SNAP trafficking investigation.
Trafficking.
And when it was over,
there were somewhere around 17,000 in illegal transactions that took place. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 100,000 was recovered from that investigation.
agents say those benefits were illegally traded for cash,
Woo!
clothes, even appliances. Investigators
People being busy, man. People being busy trading it for clothes, cash, food. Uh, See, and this is what it turns into. Especially if shit, do people start getting like real greedy, seeing how they can flip, multiply, build. Hey, build wealth, or gather riches. In other words. So let's listen to the rest. Fair use. This is
followed the money trail, crunched the numbers, and say they found fraudulent activity.
Exchanging the SNAP
wow. They crunched the numbers and found fraudulent activity. What was that?
The numbers and say they found fraudulent activity.
exchanging the SNAP benefits for cash. That's kind of one of the most common forms of trafficking for the SNAP program.
A Cuyahoga County grand jury indicted the owner, Rupp Chetri, on several felony charges, including illegal use of SNAP benefits and money laundering. In Cleveland, Tracy Carlos, News 5.
Wow. In Cleveland, Tracy Carlin, News 5. And don't y'all recognize that thing? These stores be even having that. ATMs, lottery tickets, and things of that nature. Wow. This is what these stores be having. They be having the whole shizabang a bang. Baby, I'm talking about y'all haven't seen nothing yet. Wait until you see this caption that's gonna jump off. Uh uh Man, I can't believe this thing is not showing me my plays. I mean, they just dogged me out over here. Okay, so hopefully y'all can hear me, and I'm getting some good scream. I'm struggle screaming right on this end, uh, but now I see where I'm not struggle screaming at. I thought I did a few moments ago. So uh, there it is. I got it. All right, now we got to try to get down with the giddy go. I finally see somebody coming up, some people coming up. Now let's check out this next screen. And I was about to struggle screen. We're gonna back this up and we're gonna take a look because I showed y'all Even though they're doing one scheme, it be other things on another layer of stuff. They be having what ATM machines. They can flip the food stamps for cash. Wow. And then the cool part about it, everything's Americanized, so the lottery ticket thing be pushing. But it's like, man, this be like real serious. So let's get over here to this other thing that was exposed, the 10 billion food stamp fraud exposed in where? What city? And wait until you see what city this is. Fair use. Come on now. This is news for reasonable people. Here we go.
Are now back in business. You guys selling EBTs?
Yeah.
How much?
50.
I say, Jonathan Cho.
If it wasn't for SNAP benefits, I wouldn't be able to feed my children.
As millions of low-income Americans wait for food stamp benefits to be fully restored.
Because we literally don't have anything to eat today or tomorrow.
Does it work?
I don't know.
Seattle's Chinatown International District is facing another kind of problem around this government assistance program.
Fraudulently using food stamp cards.
Last month, SPD arrested 11 people in a...
Do you see that? Do y'all see that? Wow. Trip. It's a trip.
food stamp fraud ring with several more suspects still at large.
That's a lot. That's a lot. CID resident.
Has your EBT card been shut down yet? Or investigators say homeless drug addicts were targeted and convinced to sell their benefit cards for cash on the streets.
Police say that cash would then be used to buy drugs in the Chinatown International District.
But even after this massive bust, the hustle...
Do you see that?
I'll pay $10. The moment I arrived, how do I know you got credit on that? Several people offered me their food stamp cards for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, I got 290. 300.
These guys ended up arguing with each other because they were both competing for my business. The hustlers are now back in business. You guys selling EBTs?
Yeah.
How much?
50.
In this Frontlines Turning Point USA Discovery Institute joint investment, the hustlers are now back in business. Drug addicts were targeted and convinced to sell their benefit cards for cash on the streets.
Police say that cash would then be used to buy drugs in the Chinatown International District.
But even after the...
Look at that. Look at that. They even have a sign up. No buying or selling of merchandise. And then they got it. So this sign is up in a particular area. I think that's Tongalo, Mongolian, and then the other language look like Japanese. So, in other words, it's not like the authorities didn't know this was going on, but this is a clear sign that they know how and who it was going on with. Clear sign how and who it was going on with, what hands it was being put in, or what. Because as y'all saw right on those streets, you see English spelling, and then you see the Tongalo, and I guess the other one is Japanese spelling. That's not who's out there in Seattle right on the streets. Do y'all get where I'm coming from, man? Let's look at some more of this, because now look at what's in these streets.
This massive bust, the hustlers are now back in business. You guys selling EBTs?
Yeah.
How much?
50.
In this Frontlines Turning Point USA Discovery Institute joint investigation, we went straight to the epicenter of this black market. That's it? Okay, but how much you want for that then?
25.
25? Ooh. I mean, I'll pay $10. The moment I arrived, how do I know you got credit on that? Several people offered me their food stamp cards for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, I got 290. 300.
These guys ended up arguing with each other because they were both competing for my business.
Oh, that's yours? I thought that's his.
No, it was mine. He was helping me out.
So they could feed their fentanyl addiction.
I can't get no money.
Here's how it works. A runner took me to this local grocery.
This is the
See? Wow. That's that store. See? So like I said, with that sign that's in the window, look, let's see what he's going to say on this, because here's the store. But it don't have the language like that sign that I showed y'all earlier.
part of the video. I have not seen this. This kind of filled in a few like bits and pieces here. Oh,
Yeah, because like I said, it fills in the aging, the Tungalo, the markets, and other stores that can be in this area. So I'm going to speed it up so we can see if there's some more meat right on the bones.
of this whole thing. It's like, okay, yeah, you discount it, but I always hear, all this other stuff behind the scenes of how it goes down. Card for Fetty, and here it is. Card for cash, whatever.
Asked me to pick out $200 worth of items and said I could have it all for half the cost. That's a $100 savings. I did not follow through for obvious legal reasons. Even as I was trying to leave, I was getting hounded by more food stamp card sellers.
He's breathing, so he's okay.
Breathing, you
He's
sure?
alive. Yeah.
But community activist Tanya Wu says others come to Chinatown and take advantage of the system every day.
We know what the cycle looks like. We know there's folks coming out to take advantage of people who are addicted.
Creating an ecosystem of crime and chaos. Out of all the neighborhoods in the city,
Here they go with the water.
the CID consistently ranks in the top 3 for fights, shootings, and drug deals.
We're overwhelmed.
Wu says the Trump administration, along with state leaders, should use this downtime to find a better way to enforce food stamp fraud.
We all want the same.
So let's go up. Let's look at some more.
You see them in the check.
So, in other words, feel free, y'all. Feel really free to go over here and check out this show. It's fair use. It's news for the reasonable people. It's right here where it say 200. And let's check out this part. This part right here is that. One more. This came out. They were showing the post. Let me see if there's one more. Yeah, 2 Massachusetts store owners. Let's go to this. 2 Massachusetts store owners charged with $7 million fraud scheme.
2 Massachusetts store owners have been charged in a $7 million trafficking scheme defrauding the SNAP benefits program. The U.S. Attorney's Office says both these small grocery stores in Mattapan were getting up to $500,000 in SNAP redemptions per month. Both owners are accused of exchanging benefits for cash and alcohol, as well as selling meal packs from the nonprofit that are sent to charities overseas and never sold in stores.
Wow.
The court documents show that thousands of transactions have been taking place for years in large dollar amounts at stores that were not even large enough to store a fraction of the food necessary to justify these dollar amounts. Let me be clear. SNAP is the largest food assistance program in this country. It exists to feed families, not to bankroll criminals.
Wow.
Another red flag process.
Wow. So as we all could see, we got Donald right in there. And then I noticed earlier today that they did a steep FBI investigation and gathered up some evidence from when he ran the first time. And this may be the way, some people was thinking and believing that he might get some kind of, I don't know. Hey, I'm going to say any word off the top of my head. A little clemency or something, clementine. To do another run based on the concrete of the fraud and the rigging. So we don't know if this is all a show or things to say, But man, fair use. Go over there and check out the News at 12 screen. And I just wanted to get in here, and y'all know, hey, those cookbooks, everybody appreciates those cookbooks I gave them today. I should have had some close by so I can show y'all the books, because I'm going to look for a recipe in that keto book, and I'm going to do a show on that. I don't know if I'm going to do it live, right in the kitchen, do some recovery as an inside job thing, because for the last two weeks, it's like been funerals and stuff been going on. People have been real concerned with their health. People, hey, we need to start taking care. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if sometimes food tastes real, or sometimes I believe we can start tasting the molecular structure and texture of what's going on food. So this is going to be, I might do something with some black kale. Oh, and someone gave me a strange looking squash, and I'm going to say the name. I'm going to learn, make sure I say the name. And we're going to do something with the flavoring of that. Other than that, that was some of the stuff. A lot of people that's on food stamp, hey, we need to look at this as blessing. Do you see these layoffs that Amazon is having? Wow. It's at their marketplace. And I have family members that's getting laid off from one of those places. So, hey, the basic tough love that I showed love, but I said, didn't I give them a warning like 3 weeks ago? Hey, you either do this or that. If you stay counting on these benefits and stuff, hey, the way it really could be, it's not like you're going to be in the best of health, because especially with the way they decreasing the amount that you get for these SNAP benefits. So other than that, this is what's going to jump off. And what's going to jump off is this. Check it out.
It will make it more difficult for individuals to either receive benefits or continue to receive benefits.
It's very likely that some people will lose access to SNAP.
We're looking at potentially the biggest cut in SNAP in the food stamp program's 60-year history.
For months, we've been telling you about the new...
Damn. The 60 years history. That's like a straight up attack at generational X. We've seen the whole gamut of what's been going down with the history of the SNAP benefits. Man, what is this paper here? This is when this paper started. See, Public Law 11921, the 119th Congress, and Act provide for reconsolidation pursuit. See, when they first start doing these benefits, they didn't know that the reactions from Black Americans and all of this stuff, or did they know? Because look, you see, it got the Committee on Agriculture and Nutrition and Forestry. That's how deep this is. That's why when it comes to SNAP, hey, pockets was getting in line, and they started 60 years. Wow. So now they got this. July the 4th, 2025 is when they wrote an act. So go over there and check it out. I might do a show right on this act. Dang. Hey, man, look.
Work requirements to receive food benefits.
Now those new rules are less than 2 weeks away. News 5's Catherine Ross has been speaking with local leaders and organizations about who's affected right here in Northeast Ohio.
She shows us how some groups are bracing for the changes.
Staff at the Collinwood Food Pantry have been filling bags to fill a need for years.
You are all set.
This place here is like so convenient. I'm like a hop, skip, and a jump from there to here.
Cox tells us she visits the pantry monthly to help hold her over because she says her monthly SNAP allotments don't stretch as far as they once did.
Right. About a week. A week, yeah. The food stuff is going so high anyway.
About 191,000 Cuyahoga County residents receive SNAP benefits. Now, some of those people are bracing for change.
There will be residents that lose benefits, unfortunately.
County Health and Human Services Director David Merriman says about 5,100 residents were sent this letter. It explains a change in work requirements for SNAP recipients. People who are veterans, former foster youth, or homeless no longer have an exemption, and on February 1st will be required to work 80 hours a month. That also goes for adults ages 55 to 65 and those with children over 14.
Do y'all hear that?
And those with children over 14. The changes come as part of the and those with children over 14. That also goes for adults ages 55 to 65 and those with children over 14. The changes come as part of the federal government's goal to cut SNAP spending by billions in the coming years. Proponents say those with children over 14. The changes hours a month. That also goes for adults ages veterans, former foster youth, or homeless no longer have an exemption, and on February 1st will be required to work 80 hours a month. That also goes for adults ages 55 to 65 and those with children over 14. The changes come as part of the federal government's goal to cut.
See, I noticed. That's what I was trying to get. She's saying over 55 to 65, but it said 55 to 59 written on that paper. See, and then when they do the news like this, then you see that what's on that paper just may change. So don't be surprised. It's always like, oh yeah, let's put our neck on society type of thing. So other than that, y'all know, thank y'all for checking out the show. Feel free to go over there and check out this news channel. They be having updates. That was Cleveland News 5. And I did WPRI and the New York Post have stuff, and News for Reasonable People. And News 5 at Cleveland was that $100,000 SNAP benefit fraud scheme. Until then, remember that recovery is an inside job. Recovery is an inside job, and I hope everybody have a blessed and lovely evening. And I'm going to get ready to do a hangout stream in a minute. Just give me about 10 minutes after I make this thumbnail and take the one down on Facebook and put the YouTube one up so I can get the proper amount of motion until I can learn how to do the Facebook one going in the way I need to go in. Till then, peace. Recovery is the inside job. And be on the lookout that I'm going to do a series of recovery as an inside job also. And I'm